Chris Gonzalez.
We got a great show for you, but before we start, as always, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Garden Grocer. If you're in the Disney Resort area, go to www.gardengrocer.com. Place your order for snacks, drinks, anything to make your stay easier. You'll save time, money, and energy. Again, it's www.gardengrocer.com, and it'll be delivered to your resort at the time of your arrival. So, it is Pro Wednesday. We'll stay on our topic today. We got just a couple professional sports. Give some love to a champion now. Red Sox are 9-time World Series champions. Definitely want to congratulate their left fielder, Steve Pearce, who is a Lakeland High School graduate. So congratulations to him. He also spent some time at Indian River Community College down in South Florida. Played at South Carolina for his collegiate career. So congratulations to our 2018 World Series MVP. Steve Pearce.
And so for the World Series, it was actually the Red Sox versus the LA Dodgers. The only other time that the Red Sox and the Dodgers met in the World Series was way back in 1916 when Babe Ruth actually helped pitch Boston to the championship. So we're going to have a little game breakdown. The Red Sox actually won in 5 games. So in Game 1, the Red Sox took the win 8-4. Andrew Benintendi, he did have 4 hits. J.D. Martinez drove in 2 early runs, and pinch hitter Eduardo Nunez hit a 3-run homer to seal that game. Game 2, Sox take it again, 4-2 this time. David Price, he held the highest scoring team in the National League, hitless through 3 innings, and retired the last 7 hitters that he faced. In Game 3, the Dodgers win 3-2 in an 18-inning, 7-hour, 20-minute game. Yeah. Can you imagine that, playing baseball for almost 8 hours?
But that was a great game to see. That was one of the. It's the World Series. You want some type of exciting game like that, and they definitely gave it to you.
Exactly. Moving on to Game 4, the Red Sox take it again, 9-6. This was Saturday night. Steve Pearce hit a tying homer in the 8th, and he also hit a 3-run double in the 9th, and the Red Sox rallied back to a 9-6 win over the Dodgers. And finally, in Game 5 on Sunday, the Red Sox won 5-1, and to win their 4th World Series in 15 years. They did post a team record 108 wins in the regular season. So based off of that, this was the best Red Sox team thus far in the history of their team. So I want to go ahead and say congratulations to the Boston Red Sox.
And that's huge. You know how everyone knows about the Boston Red Sox, the Yankees. For teams like that, Lakers, Boston, for you to put out a greatest team ever in your franchise's history, I think that's absolutely huge.
That is huge.
So that's amazing for Boston.
That is huge.
I would say I'm probably more of a Yankees fan. I like the colors a little bit more.
I'm a Cubs fan.
Okay.
So we had our year in 2016.
But you've had way more years before.
Oh yeah, of course. So it was definitely a long drought before that, but
Cleveland was very similar.
Yeah, of course, Cleveland as well. That was one of the best feelings in the world, man. Being able to be alive and at I want to say I was 22 at the time. Yeah. So I was actually able to sit there and enjoy it and understand it. That's something that I'm going to hold near and dear to my heart.
Understand
exactly
that drought you really got.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's huge. We've got some Week 8 NFL games for you. So we did pick a few of them. We didn't let you know. Haven't been doing too well with our pick'ems, but we'll dive into it with the Dolphins-Texans.
So for the Dolphins and Texans, this was actually played on Thursday Night Football. Prime time, the Texans took the win 42-23 over the Dolphins. Texas quarterback Deshaun Watson went 16 for 20 with 239 yards and 5 passing touchdowns. So that's very huge game for him. Lamar Miller had 18 carries for 133 yards and 1 touchdown. Will Fuller, 5 catches, 124 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 82 yards off of receiving, 2 receiving touchdowns off of 6 catches. And Tyrann Mathieu on the defensive side for the Texans came out with 6 tackles and 1 sack. Moving on to the Bears versus the Jets. This is a Sunday night game here. The Bears took the win 24-10. They moved back into first place in the NFC North. They were last place entering this past weekend, so it's been a lot of a shift up in that division there. Mitchell Trubisky for the Bears, their quarterback, went 16 for 29 with 220 pass yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 51 rushing yards. Jordan Howard, the Bears starting running back, had 22 carries for 81 yards and 1 touchdown. Tariq Cohen, Mighty Mouse, took off for a 70-yard receiving touchdown to help us secure the victory, and Anthony Miller one of our receivers for the Chicago Bears, brought in 1 receiving touchdown.
We had a couple other games. Eagles defeated the Jaguars 24-18. Carson Wentz 21 for 30, 286 yards, 3 touchdowns, interception. The Broncos lose to the Chiefs 23-30. Patrick Mahomes continues to play absolutely fantastic. 24 for 34, 303 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception.
And the Chiefs have been having them a year this year, man.
Patrick Mahomes, 7-1.
Yeah, they had that lone loss to the Patriots, but Patrick Mahomes is really taking care of business this year. Easy candidate for MVP.
Yeah,
definitely.
So early. I think he's a dark horse for it.
Yeah.
But they're sitting at 7-1. He's having a fantastic sophomore year.
Exactly.
Why not?
If not, at least most improved.
Yeah. Why not? The Browns took on the Steelers. They did lose 18-33, so not too surprising, but love keeping an eye on the Browns. They've got so much potential with Mayfield and some of the other picks they brought in. He actually had a decent day, 22 for 36, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Big Ben outplayed him, 24 for 36, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns. Antonio Brown had 2 receiving touchdowns as well. James Conner stepping in for Le'Veon Bell still. They're not really missing him. 24 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he's carrying the load as a rusher. And they're not really missing Bell that much right now.
Yeah, and as far as the Browns go, I mean, it's going to be exciting to see the changes that they're going to be making. They fired their head coach. They fired their offensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator is the interim coach right now.
Yeah, defensive coordinator, interim head coach, and their running back coach stepped up to the offensive coordinator job as well. So
a lot of
want to see a lot of shuffling, especially mid-season. So we're going to see how that works out for them.
Another game for guys in Florida who care about Florida teams a little bit. An interesting game for the Bucs. Started off really bad, but were able to pick it back up and compete.
Especially with the Jameis Winston throwing 4 picks.
Yeah.
Early they had to stick Fitzpatrick back in. So it was a very interesting game for the Buccaneers.
But when you look at Winston, I mean, they did lose. It was 34-37.